So let's say, for example, I want to start tracking this tire here, this wheel here. Obviously, I'm not going to go from 0 because I can't see visually. I can't see that wheel. So if I'm going to just start putting my tracking point starting from frame 10, because it's virtually there. I can even go back in a bit more here and start looking at my tracking point from here, track 8. So I'm going to just now go in and add another tracker from 8. So if I just say track, oops, I don't want to press transform there. So tracker T, press there, just double click on here. Just make sure that you connect your tracking point so that that's there, and then if I just add a tracker point. Now the reason why you connect to your normal to your back plate, if I just undo that, let me just take this off. um, so even if you see, if I just double click there, this goes black. That means it's not connected to the actual footage itself. So make sure that you are connected and make sure that it's there. So now I'm going to see if I can track this shot here. So I'm going to just see if I can just bring the space down a bit more, open that up a bit, and I'm going to now, so obviously you can see that I can't track from here. I can start tracking down here. So from 8 I can just now manually track, see that? So okay, if I just kind of bring that in a bit more, looking good. And then of course the track goes up just perfectly fine. So see that? So the track goes up here, comes down, and I want to actually verify this track because it was not a simpler track. So what I'm going to do is just remember that I can go on my traffic lights and see again there was a bit of a hiccup there. Okay, so and it really depends. So let me just do that quickly. It's going to curve editor. Which tracks we're looking at? So we're looking at track 1. Uh, Error message. Right click. All frames. There we go. So if you just kind of bring that in a bit from this point. Again, I can just simply click on this handle there and go back in. So that's really mirroring the first frame here, and then you just kind of start getting all the green signal from this point. Okay, yeah, looking good. Now let's create another rotor on that. So if I just double click here, I know which was my tracking point here. So it started from frame 9, sorry, it's frame 8. So but obviously I'm going to start my I'm going to create a shape somewhere down here because I can see the uh, whole wheel here. So if I just kind of bring that in here and again add, just go on your tool and lapse tool. I'm going to just kind of bring this down on this shape here. Perfect. So this, this, this. Okay, so looking good. So again, we can just do some tweaks down here. Again, I can add a bit more blur there. So this kind of, there you go. Um, again from there as well. Now what I'm going to do is track this. So of course we are in frame 15 there, and what I'm going to do is just oops, it's disappeared. There you go. So just simply click on this point here, and now I'm going to just track that. So link to track 2, and you see it switches. It's kind of saying that that's the frame there. So what I'm going to do is I had it somewhere in frame. Sorry, let me just see which frame was it. It was frame 15. Okay, and what I'm going to do is simply click on my tracker point, and I'm going to just say set to frame 15. Okay, so now if I just double click there, it goes to its position there. Okay, so now you can see that I've got both my wheels tracked very nicely. Now let's view it like on a on a shade. So what you're noticing here that I already can see this part of the shade, but why I can't see these tires shaded. Now the reason why, if you look at here, if you look at this this graph, so I've got the rotor node coming in. Obviously, it's going out the mask uh, through the grade mask here. So basically, that part is only connected to this rotor here, not here. So I'm going to just add a merge node to just kind of connect both of them to set, kind of make sure that it's there. So I'm going to just kind of simply bring in here, just do a merge. And what I'm going to do is simply just connect the B pipe here. So if we're just going to go up a bit more, just connect that here. Connect. See, I'm going to set it up in a minute, and I'm going to just get rid of all this for a minute. And that's your mask, which grades in here. So at the moment, then you can see now I've got these tires now shaded as well. Okay, I'm going to do just going to be set this up now so it just looks neater. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure that that's there. Actually, going to just get rid of that. Just bring in the merge to B pipe here. Oops. It goes down here. Just kind of do that, and then get rid of that. And just bring in your mask there so that we can actually see. Of course, by the end of the day, you can choose a different color, whatever, how you want it. But now you can see that it's scrolling nicely. If you can see the top one, it's looking good. So that's my tracking. See, even that the track which came up. If I just show you the, oops, this kind of. If I show you this part here, double click on this part, watch this tracking data. So see that? There you go. If I have that, deselected that. There you go. Sorry. Oops. Perfect. Okay, and now you can see if I now go on my how to view that on my so then you've got your two rotor nodes connected to the merge here. So if I click mask here, press 1, and then that's it. And then of course if I play that back, see that jump there, that's where kind of where the rose comes in. And of course then later on, once you start looking at your work to see if there are any more, see I can see from here there's a lot of gaps which I need to rectify. Um, that's where you need to start looking at whenever you creating this, create a template, and then I can just bring that in here to view it clearly. See that? So in gray, it's more visual than that. So basically just testing your rotor, and if I just click on here, just click on your checkerboard there, just making sure there we go. Although it's a smooth track, but then you need to set that up. So if I just go back in here on my normal shape there, so if I double click here, let's say from this point I've got, so here you can see that the white doesn't appear on this shot. That's a shadow there. So if you just bring that in from this point, of course from here, if I just kind of start bringing that in a bit more. Oops, sorry, I've just gotten the shadow. Sorry, the blur. Just bring that in a tiny bit. Okay, so if I can, oh sorry. So let's do this. You don't need the. There you go. Got in there. So now let's see this. There you go. Let's come off from here. Lines finished. Tiny bit there. And then it goes worse there. So then again I can go back in here. So this is a really, really good way to kind of go in to your shapes. See again here I can just move that in a bit more. And then you can start testing out your rotor within your grey background, within your checker back, and then you go back to your normal space, start creating more and more. So really good steps here. So you got your first step here where you actually creating a rotor shape, looking it through the actual grade node. Then you got your merge node where you're looking through your kind of an alpha. Okay, if I just press A there, you can see that's my alpha. Okay, if I just go back on here, and then I can even go down to this merge node here where I can check my roto shapes on a different background. Okay, please have a look at the script carefully. Just ignore this part. I won't give this roto outline render within the script. I would like you guys to finish off your rotor first, and then we move on to how we can render it out as your outlines as well. So that could be our another video which obviously I'll put together, because I don't want to confuse you. I want you to just really focus on this part first, on how you kind of especially this part is your main part, where you can see that with your piece of footage which you're going to bring in, maybe you'll have like about 10 tracking points and 8 roto shape, and within that roto node you'll have different shapes as well. So just focus on this part here first, choose the footage, and then really crack on with it. And feel free to question me anytime. Paul and I will be there to give you a hand in your first assessment. Okay, great. So hopefully you've kind of enjoyed the part of rotoscoping, and my last video would be all about rotating outline renders and stuff. And then you've got this node here as well, which is the context sheet. If I just kind of the context sheet kind of allows you to kind of split the screen like how you've seen in the Moodle area, where you've got you got the outliner, you got your checkerboard, and then you got your black and grayscale as well. Okay, great, thank you, and I'll hopefully just give me a shout. Take care.